Footy fans will be sweating bullets.
At the moment, as we all know, you can watch the AFL for free on Channel 7. But footy boss Gil McLachlan is reportedly thinking about awarding Foxtel the rights to broadcast West Coast and Fremantle games.
I'm sickened by the creeping tide of un-Australianism eroding our great traditions.
A sports package with Foxtel is $60 a month, and that's with a discount. $60 a month to watch this.
The Tigers have won by 109 points.
Bad enough watching the Eagles for free at the moment.
And having to pay is just an insult.
Surely McLachlan won't do it.
Un-Australianism is everywhere.
Well, it happens everywhere else in the world. Pubs and bars in the US and UK are full on the weekend and some weeknights because games are all on pay TV and they broadcast them. So, instead of watching the footy in the comfort of your own home, you may have to go to your local boozer and pay $13 a pint while catching COVID from a Rebels nominee who will likely glass you if his team loses. That team likely being Fremantle.
You're being unfair.
The AFL currently has two broadcast deals running side by side. Channel 7, which is owned by 7 West Media, which also owns this show, so we have some skin in the game here, has the free-to-air rights. 7 West chair is Kerry Stokes.
You know who? Of course it's him. It's him.
The pay TV rights are held by Foxtel, which is majority owned by News Corporation, with Telstra holding 1/3. News Corp's big boss is Rupert Murdoch.
Oh no! No, no, no!
The current deal expires at the end of 2024, and Gil wants the incumbents to pay close to $600 million a year to retain their broadcast rights.
And if they don't?
Gil will do what every self-respecting CEO would do and award the right to whoever bids highest.
I'm sorry? You a man whore.
That could be American broadcast giant Viacom CBS.
Viacom.
That company owns Network 10 and streaming service Paramount Plus. So the Yanks could snaffle both free-to-air and pay TV rights in one fell swoop and would then work out the most profitable way to split up which games go on which platform. They'll calculate what will make the most money. Advertising from the big audiences attracted to Channel 10's free broadcast with star commentators taken from the cast of Neighbours, or subscription revenue from the flood of people who will pay $8.99 a month to sign up to Paramount Plus.
Won't be $9 if they get the footy.
No, it most certainly will not. You'll be paying extra for that for sure. They'll bump up the price the second they get the rights if they do.
So will Foxtel if they get more WA and SA games.
It's a tricky one for Foxtel though. At the moment, 7 can broadcast West Coast and Freo games even when Foxtel has the rights to them, albeit delayed. Foxtel wants exclusivity and is prepared to pay for it, but it's coming up against Australia's anti-siphoning laws, which ensure prescribed sports can be viewed for free. Now, Foxtel could get around that by broadcasting the Dockers, Eagles, Crows and Power games on its streaming service KO Freebies. News Corp might take the punt that they can convert some cheap asses into paying subscribers on KO proper, or better still, Foxtel. But that would be an expensive gamble.
I lost everything.
Yeah, and there'll be an outcry if people have to pay.
If Channel 7 shows Eagles or Dockers games that are delayed, the switchboard at 7 West lights up.
It's still shown live on Channel 7, sometimes on delay, an hour and a half, which Port Adelaide members get really pissed off about.
Koshy's already wading in. He's chairman of Port Adelaide and works for Channel 7, so he's got a foot in both camps, but he reckons the AFL should put the fans first.
What does Trevor Nisbet say?
The most powerful man in West Australian football?
Yeah.
Nothing. Mark McGowan gets the passion and he sees a beautiful political game to be played. He knows West Australians know the AFL secretly want it to still be the VFL.
Hello and welcome again to the winners for the highlights of the 9th round of VFL football in Melbourne.
And he's going in to bat for his voters. And remember, there's no love lost between McGowan and McLachlan. He made Gil sweat on WA hosting that grand final. Played it very cool, and that pissed off Gil because he's used to Victorian politicians falling at his feet.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Look how happy he is being in that photo with Mark at last year's grand final.
How much money's on the table?
News Corp is reporting that Viacom CBS is offering to pay $3 billion for the whole kit and caboodle from 2024 to 2029. That compares with the $946 million that Foxtel and 7 are paying for the 2023 and 2024 seasons.
That's a whopping amount of cash.
Now, the AFL will say it needs the money. Gill will point to the fact that the league lost close to $30 million last year and $8 million the year before that. What Gill won't point to is the run of profits totalling more than $110 million in the 3 years leading up to those COVID losses, or the fact that the year before COVID hit, the AFL clocked revenue of close to $800 million.
Wow.
That figure being up $320 million since 2012.
Cry me a river.
As CEO, Gill will do whatever makes the most money for the AFL. That's his job. The person who's going to feel some real heat if footy games are no longer free is Richard Goyder. Richard's got his hands full as the chairman of Qantas. He doesn't need another public war as chairman of the AFL. Because Richard knows that when you run a business with a profile like Qantas or the AFL, it's not just about the money. Qantas is the national carrier. It's benefited from government ownership and ongoing taxpayer subsidies. It has an obligation to the people of this country. The AFL is Australia's game. It's not played anywhere else in the world, and it's also benefited from huge taxpayer investments. Gil McLachlan didn't pay for Optus Stadium or the train lines that lead up to it.
So you agree Seven should keep it?
Yes, because I think Kerry Stokes has a peerless business career in this country and the Seven network provides world-class coverage.
I've heard that before.
You have. It was Richard Goyder that said that in his chairman's address in the 2020 Australian Football League annual report. Richard also said it was very important that the game remained accessible for all fans and members.
Yeah, but it'll probably come down to the biggest check.
Yeah, and if it does turn out that West Australians have to pay to see Freo or West Coast, then every nerd in this state has a moral obligation to pirate the games and stream them live. Because paying to watch the footy isn't what this country's about.
There's nothing worse than being un-Australian.
I'm Ben Harvey. For more update, click the subscribe button below.